Hi and welcome to another free.volous episode. Today we have another empties video where I talk to you about the products that I actually used up, my experience with them and all that jazz. And let's start with an exfoliating shower gel by Sephora. This was the kind of cherry blossom scent, I think. It's nice, it has some beads, it sort of foams up afterwards, so it's an all-in-one. I really liked it in terms of texture and performance. Not the biggest fan of the scent, will not buy it. One, because of the scent, two, because I think this was limited edition for Christmas. This was part of a kit that I was given. Next, I have a body oil. This is by Oilier. It's a Barrière d'Herbe body oil. I always have one of these at home. I have repurchased already, and this gives me lots of hydration, and it's very nice to apply to the skin. It has that oily slip that I really like, especially in the winter time, but also in the summertime. Instead of applying this to my dry skin and feeling that kind of sticky feeling that lingers on because it's warmer, I apply this after I have showered, still in the shower. I apply this to my wet skin and then I rinse off the excess, and my skin just stays supple. I pat it down also, pat it dry, and my skin just stays supple and elastic without feeling sticky or slidey or slippery. And I use this as an alternative to a body cream if I am not in the mood to, you know, use a body cream. I just think it's faster to use this in the shower. I don't know why, it's just a psychological thing, you know. Next up are hand creams. These are the CeraVe Reparative Hand Cream. It's a really nice hand cream, and this is the Lano by the Lanolips brand, Milk and Honey hand cream. These are nice, these are fine, these have that dry touch effect to them where they don't stay feeling very slippery on the hands, which is good to use with when you're going to use your computer soon or something like that. But what I feel is that I tend to touch my skin a lot and they tend to pill if I'm in one of those fidgety kind of times in my life. So it's nice, it has that advantage of drying down, but at the same time, because they dry down, they start to pill very easily. Not a fan of that. Something I'm a fan of is the Weleda Skin Food. Weleda Skin Food, I don't know. Some people use this on the face, I would never, but this is very thick and it has a greasy, oily feeling, which sounds terrible in today's standards, but I really like on my feet, on my knees, my elbows, and even on my hands and cuticles. I really like a thin layer of this on my hands. I usually use a hand cream before I go to bed, so this is a good one to do that because I'm not disturbed by the creaminess or oiliness, the residue that is left on the hands. And I feel that this actually does, you know, nourish my skin in a different way. It stays feeling plumper and nicer. So this is a great one that I use on my body. I have repurchased it. Next up, Olaplex 4C Bond Maintenance Clarifying Shampoo. I really loved using this. It really worked for my very, very oily hair. And it didn't damage the ends where I still have the remnants of bleaching because I tried to go for a lighter brown, but I ended up with kind of blonde ends in some way, but it didn't damage my hair. I use it on my scalp mostly, but some of it trickles down to the ends of the hair, but still it was very clarifying. I usually went with something beforehand and then did the second cleanse with this to do an in-depth cleanse, and it really works on my very oily hair. I haven't repurchased this because it's really expensive, but it's one of those, like the Briogeo one, that I highly rate, and if I have the budget for it, I will go back to it for sure. Next up, let's go with Paula's Choice. Again, took the scissors to this. This is the Omega Plus Complex Cleansing Balm. As you can see, very loved, used to the last drip. I've already bought another one because I can't be without this. This is my favorite cleansing balm. It's a higher end in terms of pricing cleansing balm, and it gets the job done immaculately. It's very luscious, and you have a very high-end experience with this texture. It's a very creamy very creamy, glidy, a balm that turns into an oil while massaging it onto the skin. It feels delightful, melts everything off, and you have the option of removing this just by rinsing with water or going in with a washcloth. But this does rinse off clean just with water, which doesn't happen with some cleansing balms that are a bit heavier in oils. And this does not leave a residue, but my skin feels really plump and fresh, not stripped at all. And I've heard from other people that they have the same experience, and it doesn't leave it feeling oily with any residue either. So it's a phenomenal cleansing balm, and it's one that I always have in my house for sure. Now, talking about a skin serums, I'd say I have 3 products here. This is the Eucerin Hyaluron Filler 3D serum. This is a really nice serum. I stopped using this at late spring when it got warmer. My skin started to become a bit oilier. This is a thicker, creamier serum. It's not a very watery serum. But this is really nice. It's an antioxidant serum, which I rate. They have their kind of special complex for hyperpigmentation in here, which I really rate. This was sent to me by Sweet Care, which is a store that sells several brands, for me to try. And this was a product that I really, really liked. I featured this in another video. As I said, I stopped using this late spring when it got a bit hotter, and then it got cooler for a few weeks, and I went back to this as my one step on top of my very watery vitamin C serum. I use this and then my sunscreen, and I'm done. And yeah, I really liked it, and I used it kind of like a hybrid between a serum and a moisturizer. I didn't need anything else, and I love this. If you rub it in too hard, it may peel, but on me it went fine, and it played nicely with sunscreens and stuff. So really nice serum. Am I going to repurchase it? For the time being, no, because I have other things, and right now it's too hot for me, for my skin to handle this. Next up is the Medicate Crystal Retinol. I think this is the number 3. I've had this for a while, and I use this when I don't have my Sachi Skin Retinol. I love Retinol. This was the first one that I tried. I usually use the 10, which is a higher intensity, without having to order it specifically, yada yada. But this was number 3. I had it lying around and I decided to use it up. So it took me a while to use it up. It's a delightful experience. It's very lightweight, lotiony cream. It doesn't feel heavy at all. If you are dry, you will need a moisturizer on top of it. But for me, just filled in all the blanks, and I didn't need anything else unless it was very deep into the winter time and my skin was drier. This has a delightful perfume. It's not going to be to everybody's taste, obviously, but I thoroughly enjoy Medicate. It's quite expensive, especially if you go up in concentration, which my skin can handle and really loves. But yeah, I like this, and I really rate it. But I found the Sachi Skin Retinol, and the moment I found this, everything paled in comparison. Retinols work really well with my skin, no irritation whatsoever, and they kind of balance out my skin really nicely. You get all the retinol benefits that you know slow down the aging process of the skin, but alongside with that, this one cleared my acne. I'm completely sure of it. So every time I run out of this, I run out and buy another one, which is complicated because I have to go through customs with this product, but it's worth it, you know? For me, it's worth it, at least. It's a very expensive product, and when having to buy this or the Medicate, I find that this works better for my skin overall, and I love the delivery system, the pump. Although I really love pump tubes also, this is a really nice one, and yeah, just wish Sachi would have a EU distributor. It's my opinion. It's just my opinion. For the lips, I have the Cicaplast from La Roche-Posay. I've used this up. This is really nice. It's a bit, whatchamacallit, it's a bit silicone-y maybe. I found other lip balms that I've liked more, so this took me a while to use up once I found those lip balms, which are the Mario Badescu one and another one that I have here, which is the Hangover X by Too Faced. Who'd have thunk? But this, friends, this is my third. Yes, this is my third. I used this up. I scraped every little drop from it, and I need to get more, because I will get more from this. I will get more. This is really good. This is the banana scented one. This has a bit of a tint to it, so it may make your lips, that's what I meant to say, this may make your lips look a bit milky, a bit streaky. I use this as a lip balm when I'm at home, so it's fine for me, but they have a clear version, which I'm curious to try also. So if the tinted versions don't work for you as lip glosses, maybe go for the clear one. I'll probably try that one next. This is stupid expensive for how long it lasts on me, but the effects are so good. Nothing kind of smooths my lips instantly like this, and feeling that those results, that effect that it gives, it's not just because you have something on your lips, it's because it's actually doing something that makes them softer in the long run. I would prefer it not to have the minty effect, but it's not tingly or burny. I can endure some mintiness from this. Most kind of minty or tingly products I'm not a fan of, but this one I can endure fine. Sunscreens. I have two from Garnier. These are the Ambre Solaire. One is the Invisible Serum Super UV. This is the newest one that they have come up with this summer. And it's a thin lotion that goes on really well on the skin. For me, this is a notch heavy enough that I can use it as just my moisturizer on top of just a watery serum, and it will be fine. It has a bit of a satiny finish to it. It's not matte in terms of finish. I felt it a bit heavier than its predecessor, which I still prefer. And this has only 30 mils, so it's less than my favorite, which is the Super UV anti-dark spots, anti-pollution serum, which comes in this little bottle. I find the bottle a lot handier to bring with you on the go than this glass thing. Choices, and this carries more product, and the formula itself is slightly different. It's a bit more lightweight, which my oily skin appreciates a bit more. So this, if I have to choose, and I will choose between the two, this is still my favorite, despite this being the new formula. The new one, I think, has ceramides in it, which may be nice for people with very dry skin, compromised barrier. I take care of that in other steps of my routine, so I'm not worried about it in my sunscreen. If it's a good sunscreen that handles well with all of my routines and my needs and wants, and it has ceramides, it happens to have ceramides, fine. If not, I'm not gonna go out of my way to get it just because it has ceramides, you know what I mean? So my favorite, is still this one. Next up is makeup, and I have here two products. I think I'm going to put these in a separate, I'm going to talk about them in my empties still, but at the end of the year I'd like to do a roundup of empty makeup, so maybe I'm going to put these in a separate box after this and not throw them away right away. But this is the Catrice brow liner, and this just dried up, but to be fair, this is very old, so my bad, I didn't use it up. I haven't been doing much to my brows, to be honest. I haven't been lining them, I haven't been using pomade on them, I just let them be, just comb them through, and it's fine. And if by any accident there's a bit of extra makeup, then I go in with a bit of a tint from a pencil or something. This is my favorite brow pencil though, and it's €3 or €4 or €5, something like that. It's super inexpensive, it's a very thin nib, and it works a charm. It comes with a spoolie, and I love this. I don't find the need to buy anything more expensive, because nothing more expensive did anything more special than what this gives in terms of performance. So this works perfectly for me, and I prefer the darkest color. So this is a great brow product. I just haven't been using brow stuff. And the other thing is the Caution Mascara by Hourglass. It finally dried down. I've been using it. It's been I went back to this after using the Make Waves by Tower 28, and dried out, so I needed to get a new one. I used this one, and I have the feeling that there's still lots of product in here, but it's already drying down. And this is my gripe with full-size mascaras. Most of the time, I personally don't use up a full-size mascara before it dries down. And this one doesn't have a formula that I can keep using once it starts to feel really dry. It's not one of those that I can keep on pushing through. So I love this mascara. This does not transfer on me, and I have oily lids. It makes my lashes look very fluffy and voluminous, which is what I like in a mascara, because I don't wear falsies or anything, and I don't have any length issues per se. So I really like this mascara. It's very expensive. So if I can go back to my Tower 28 mascara, I will, but this is a great fallback. And for, in case you're wondering, for drugstore mascara, the Maybelline Colossal, not the waterproof, but the regular version, is really nice. I just have to go over it with something that locks it in. But yeah, those were my empties. I hope you have enjoyed this video. As usual, if you have any doubts or if you want to see something specific from me, let me know in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave me a like, subscribe if you haven't, and as always, thank you for spending your time on me, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!